we get emails sent to us daily. We get demo CDs. We get all kinds of stuff still, and I think probably 98% of this stuff probably doesn't even get listened to. So,
or maybe it gets listened to. Well, I mean, I can say that, yeah, but out of that 98%, 80% of that stuff, you shouldn't be sending it to anybody if you're even serious about being in this business. Like, don't send me a CD and you wrote on a Sharpie, like, you know what I'm saying?
like, look, like,
Cousin Craig, like, you know, like, don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna listen to it.
the truth is, all of us stay connected to what's going on. So if you're releasing good music and doing good things in music, and are at the point where we feel like you would need management, we're gonna already heard about you. That's basically where it is.
Right. I mean, really, artists just need to do whatever they can to, you know, get people to start reaching out to you. Like, when you're reaching out to other people, you're not at that point where you should probably even be contacting you. But it's good for you to keep doing that because, you know, it keeps your name in people's ears. So it's like, you know, if you send me a CD, then send me a letter, hit me on MySpace, send me an email, you know, maybe I won't respond to all of those things. But if you keep doing that and keep like showing that you got that type of hustle, and if you're applying that same ethic to your own career, 9 times out of 10, like if you've got some decent quality music, you know, you're going to be moving forward. You're going to keep making progress, and eventually, because I've heard your name that somebody else had mentioned, and I remember that, oh, I got an email from that guy and a CD, and he hit me on Facebook or whatever it is, and he came to one of my events, and you know, I heard he was doing a show over here. I'll eventually try to find your email again, and I'll reach out to you because now I'm getting it from other sources outside of you just contacting me.
I mean, if you're hot, we will chase you down too.
Right.
I mean, for the last 6 months, 6 months ago, we ran across this really, really incredible band from Toronto, Canada.
I guess you might as well say that.
They do live remixing and all kinds of things. And we pursued these guys for 6 months. We had them here. We had them sit down in here. We pitched services. We did all kinds of stuff. We would run into them all the time. And I mean, we heavily pursued these guys. I ended up actually just signing them, but right at the end of last year.
Yeah.
So
right before Christmas.
This group, Keys and Crates, Toronto, Canada. Check out for them. They're incredible. But I mean, in that situation, I mean, we all felt the group internally, and we all felt like our resources and what we do would work really well hand in hand with them. So we actually pursued them.
I mean, I've heard this on so many interviews, but it's like artists don't listen to this portion of the interview where people that are actually doing things in the music industry keep telling them like, yo, like, just because you like, why do you want to get signed to a major label? Like, every artist still wants to get signed to a major label. Why? Like, what do you really think a major label is going to do for you as soon as you get signed to a major label? Nothing. They'll give you some phone numbers, maybe, for you to contact some people to try to get your material out still. Like, all a major label is doing, like, they want to sign as many artists as possible because if they sign 1,000 artists, like, 1 or 2 of them is going to make up for the other 998 of the artists that they sign. Like, and artists seem to not understand this. Like, just because you get signed to a major doesn't mean like, okay, now there's some magical wand that you wind up on MTV. Like, no, most of the time you're gonna get shelved. And now you got a deal, but it'll never come out. You're starving, and people are eating off of everything that you do. If you do bring some money to the
I mean, usually in today's climate, what a deal does is gives a cosign stamp on your name. So if an artist gets signed, for example, we had an artist that was signed to Universal Republic last summer, and Universal Republic didn't do anything. They actually probably messed up progress with us in that project more so than doing well. But we were able to make moves that we couldn't make previously by making phone calls and say, oh yeah, so-and-so artist, Universal Republic. I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, you get some people that weren't answering the phone before they answered the phone.
And that's not a shot at Universal. That's like, I want people to understand, like, that's industry standard. Like, labels aren't, like, if labels are not going to do, they're not going to work for you if you're not really truly busting your behind for yourself. Like, you have to still make a name for yourself. You have to, even once you get signed, like, you still have to act like you're unsigned.
Yeah, once you get signed, that's where the hustle's supposed to double.
Right.
It's
because now you got a card that you can pull out of your back pocket and say, hey, look, I'm signing these people. These people have faith in me. You should too.
Yeah,
you still got to say
most artists get it twisted and they do the opposite.
Right.
They get signed and then their hustle gets cut in half. They completely slow down and wonder why the record is never going to come out. I mean, it's amazing. Music Dealers is an online music licensing company that we started at the beginning, probably middle of 2008. Just when we were doing Bandit, we just seen that a lot of our income was coming from sync licensing for work that we would do with companies like Leo Burnett on our McDonald's account, this and that there. Then we really examined the whole marketplace and seen that there was like no real leader in it, and we had a vision and kind of built it out, and it's been going strong from there. I think in 2008 when we had Music Dealers, it was me, Eric, Brandon, and I believe EJ. Like 16 months later, we have 27 full-time people working in Chicago. And 6 months ago, we opened our first office in LA. And there's 4 full-time people out there. And in April, we're actually about to open a New York location as well. So it's kind of moving really quick. And I think the most impressive part about it is like we built this whole company and we got private funding for this whole company like in a nationwide depression. So it's like we had this idea, this concept, and this vision, and we were able to sell it to people and get money to start it, and everybody's money was from as we slowly climb out of that, the future gets brighter and brighter for the company.
All right.
Basically, Music Dealers, it's an artist community. It's set up so every artist in the community has a profile with their music on it. So it's kind of like a MySpace music, but with a dedicated revenue stream right now, which is music sync licensing. So an artist comes to the system, as long as they own their masters and publishing, they set up a profile. We have people internally that listen, rate the music, organize the music, and sort it. Then companies will come to us looking for particular music for television shows, movies, video games, or advertisements. And if we place the artist's particular music, everything is split 50-50. We take 50% of the sync fee, and we're income participants for 50% of the publishing moving forward.
And then you saw something like, sometimes it's a flat fee, but then also, you got residuals, which are ridiculously gangster,
Yeah, I guess we could do a full other interview and a bunch of questions relating to publishing, but that's the most valuable thing in music. It's always been and it always will be, is publishing. You can make a song today and get paid off of it for the rest of your life, the rest of your kid's life. Like that's how publishing works.
That's why you artists shouldn't give up your publishing too soon, man. Don't let them get you for the 20 stacks. You sell your whole catalog for your life for $20,000. You're gonna be kicking yourself.